Hi traders, thanks for joining again this week. This is Keshav Banod from Surplus Forex with weekly analysis and forecast. As always, I'll start with USD index and build from there for each pair, including sweet oil and gold. Once again, I'll also describe my entries, stop losses, and take profit for each trade I take. We'll run through what I call as USD Bucket and pairs listed here. The trading plan as uses finding and highlighting trends and support resistance levels on daily time frame and 4-hour time frame. I'll mark entries, stop losses, take profit targets at 4-hour chart. Make sure you make entries only upon confirmation after completion of the candle that crosses either support and resistance and our trend line where possible, keeping risk reward at ratio 1:2. This means when you cross first target by 20%, then move your stop loss to 1:1 and then wait for the second target for 1:2 reward. If the price does not move ahead by 20% in next 4-hour candle, then get out of the trade with 1:1 reward. Enter with confidence, do not fiddle with the trade, and also to improve yourself, always track your performance. So let's start and see what we expect for the week ahead to unfold for us. So let's start with March 09, 2020 to March 13, 2020 forecast. We'll start with the USD dollar index. As you see, for on a daily time frame, it clearly shows a bearish downtrend all the way through last week, mainly because of coronavirus. Even if there was emergency rate reduction, interest rate reduction by US Fed, still there was it didn't take any power from that. Rather, it dropped tremendously after that. Currently it's trading at 96.09, and it dropped all the way from close to 97.37 down below. So let's see on a 4-hour chart how it'll place. I have marked all the major support and resistances here on a 4-hour chart. So I'm doing my conservative approach for the coming week. So I believe that there will be enough recovery in USD index for the coming week. But still I'm keeping open in case it drops further. So as of now, it's sitting at 96.09. If it drops further below 95.72, I'll make an entry close to 95.59, and I'll be taking my first target 95.18 if it goes bearish. But I expect, as I said, a recovery. If it goes above 96.43, I'll be entering at 96.63, making my first target close to right below 97.37, close to 97.15, and second target at 97.83. Let's move ahead for USD dollar, Euro USD. So on a daily time frame, it shows that the euro remained bullish all through the week and a half totally, and taking full benefit of a US dollar drop. So as of now, it's sitting close to 112.83. I have marked most of all the major support and resistances, especially it touched 113.44, 113.50, and then dropped back to 112.83. So let's see on a 4-hour chart what my take on this is. On a 4-hour chart, I believe that we have so it'll, as I'm neutral to bullish on USD index, so I believe that there will be further drop on this one, but I'm also keeping open mind for in case euro goes bullish above 113.54. so if it goes bullish above 113.54, so I'll take an entry at 113.74, keeping my first target at 114.43. But in case that I'm expecting it drops 111 below 111.70, then I'll be making my entry. So I'm expecting that it to come back, test, and then drop back So once it confirms that it's dropping down at 111.71 below that, so I'll take my entry at 111.52 and keeping first target at 110.73 and second target right above 1.0981. I'm keeping my target at close to 1.1, exactly at 1.1. So that's for USD dollar index 4 hour. On the next one, on GBPUSD, British pound and US dollar, on a 1 hour, on a daily time frame, it clearly shows that this one has been bullish all the way through. It had a good drop in the starting of the week, and then it took off all the way, as of now sitting at 130.47, and other major support and resistances level I have marked. So the big old resistance is 131.33, and another one is 132.10, and the previous support, that's been 128.60. Before that, the major support it touched at 127.40. On a 4-hour chart, GBPUSD, so as I said that I'm either neutral or bullish on USD index, so I expect that GBP to go for a little correction in the coming week. That means it'll be bearish, but happen to be that if it continues its trend, then I'm open both ways. So if it takes off north, then I'm having 130.133 as my checkpoint, and sorry, 130.99 as my entry point, making taking first target as 132.10 and the second target 132.77. Right below 133 is the old resistance that we have experienced way back in starting of January. If it goes bearish, that's what I'm expecting more to happen. So right after, if it crosses 129.78 mark point, this comes back and tests this 129.78, I'll be making my entry very close to there's a big difference in 78 and 40, about 40 pip difference, but I'm taking my entry that far away, making sure that there's enough room. 129.41, it shows that it's coming bearish. I'll make my entry at 129.40, taking very close short target 128.85, and then second target at 127.95. That's for GBPUSD. Next one is USD Canadian dollar, one on a daily time frame. USD on dollar versus Canadian dollar on a daily time frame. You see that it's been on a continuous bit within trading within this range of 133.31 and 134.44. 134.40. So it traded between this range, and I'm expecting it to go north, most of it. So let's see on 4 hour how I'm representing it. Again, for entry, my entry, starting entry, if it crosses 134, so as of now it's at 134.23. if it crosses 134.62 here, comes back, test it, and then shows the confirmation of going more on a bullish trend, then I'm taking entry at 134.77 and first target at 135.25. But if it drops, which I believe that it might hover between 130 340 and 133.25, so it will hover between that. But if it drops below 133.24, then it can makes a confirmation of being bearish at 133, below 133.24, I'll make my entry close to 133.10, and below I'll keep my first target of 132.62, and then right below an old support of 133.20, 132.02, I'll keep my second target close to 132.10. On a USD dollar Japanese yen, on a daily time frame, US dollar took a big toll against Japanese yen because of the few coronavirus cases found out in US, within US. So companies are becoming cautious. SP index fell more than 3,500 points. So all that accounted for US dollar. So going further, for US dollar Japanese yen clearly shows that on a daily time frame it fell all the way from 110.30, 110.40 close to, now it's sitting at 105.36. So on a zoomed out frame we can see that it's from 2019 September level, and that's pretty low. I believe that there should be a correction coming week, so I'm more positive that US dollar will rise. Let's see on 4-hour chart how I have taken. I'm keeping still both options open all the way. If it in case, so let's discuss first, if it keeps the momentum going down, then I'm making my entry at 103.81, right below 104.25 sign, but I'll wait for the confirmation at this area, and then I'll keep my first target at 102.69 and second target at 101.20. But hopefully US dollar recovery will happen coming week if it shows clear sign above 106.70. So I'll make my entry at 107.09, and I'll keep my first target. I have taken my first target at 108.81 and the second target at 110.13. Next one is Kiwi USD. For the Kiwi USD, it showed Kiwi rose gained quite a high points last week against USD. Obviously USD was weak last week, so I have marked all the points. Currently it's sitting at 63.56, and I have marked the next highest resistance point, the old support, at 63.84. I have also marked on the previous resistance it's crossed at 63.26, old support of 62.73, and from where it finally started at 62.01. So I believe that USD index is either neutral or going to be bullish next week, making some corrections to the fall all this week. So on a 4-hour chart, let's have a look how I took it. For entries anywhere, so if it shows that it remains bullish, which I doubt it'll, if it remains bullish still and it crosses 63.61, so there's an old support of 63.84, 63.80, so I'll make my first entry close to, and if it gives the confirmation close to this, then I'll go further north from here. 63.84 will be my 85 will be my entry, or maybe 63.90, but I'm keeping it 63.84 for there's a big gap, and I'm keeping my first target of 64.32 and second target at 64.90. For the other way, if I expect it to drop for the correction in USD. So if it crosses, which is very close, if it crosses 60, goes south 63.26 and makes a confirmation close to 63.18, I'll be making my entry close to 63.18 here, right below this trend line, the uptrend line, right below that. make my entry here and take my first target quietly at 62.88 and keeping the second target at 62.63. Next is Aussie USD. For Aussie USD on a daily time frame, again for last week it had a good rise against comparatively good rise against US dollar. So I have marked my next has support here. Old support might turn as resistance 66.70, and the second support resistance I have marked is 67.53. Below that is 65.79, and the earlier support I have marked is 65.12. On a 4-hour chart, how I'm taking my entries, as I told, I'm very conservative. Next week I'm trying to see where I can grab pips on both sides. However it travels, I know, so it might hover between 66.43 or 66.50 and 65.70. It'll hover between this, but if it goes above above 66.70, I'll be making my entry at 66.81, taking first target profit at 67.26. But I expect it to drop, which is very likely 65.79, 65.80. If it drops below this and gives the confirmation, stays below this, stays below this, and then I'll take my entry at 65.68, keeping my first target at 65.20 and keeping my next target at 64.74. On a USD Swiss franc on a daily chart, we see that it's been USD dollar took a big hit against Swiss franc as well. It's if you see clearly, it started close to 97 and dropped to now currently sitting at 93.76. It's crossed all previous supports. The old highest very tough support was 96.16. So as of now it's sitting at 93.76. It has touched a very old support level at 93.18, so and bounced back from there. So again I believe that it'll go north from here, maybe a bit of resistance, and then it'll go north from here. Correction is needed. So in that case, on a 4-hour chart, how I take it as, if it falls back further, so which might not, but if it falls back further and test 93.18, come back and test 92.83, I'll make my mark entry at 92.83 and goes down from here, and down from here to 91.90, and but most likely it'll go it'll be bullish. USD index will be bullish next week most likely against Swiss franc. So if it crosses 94.70 and 94.70 here, and if it crosses this uptrend downtrend line, then I'll make my entry at 95. So, and then I'm keeping my first target right below 96.16, right below there I'm keeping my first target 95.96 and second target right below 97.40 down below, so that it's approachable based on the average daily trading range. So 97, so I'm keeping my second target at 97. On sweet oil, so for the crude oil, I see that so it's if you look here carefully, it's on a weekly chart. I just wanted to describe you how far back the drop is, how bad the drop has been. So it did touch Jan 2019 level of 41.85. This is from July 2018, and this is way back of July 2017 and August 2017. So this has been, it touched the the lowest possible level of last 3-4 years. So I think it's time for it's time for its correction as well. It should go north from here. So on a daily time frame, I have marked accordingly on a daily time frame. As of now, it's sitting at 41.52. It did cross an old support of 41.85, which looks like that it might go south from here further, but holding on to that it might go for a correction, for it's been a very losing week the past week on oil. So the old support and resistances I have marked, the major ones is 53.37, 49.36 and 45.16. Other than that, it started from 58.70 is an old one. So going to the 4-hour chart, on a 4-hour chart you'll see that I'm still open for whether it's travel both ways. That's how I am an opportunist. I try to capture the trades either way, wherever it shows the trend makes sense to me. So as of now, it's at 41.52 very clearly, and I believe that if it crosses 53.99 towards upward, then I'll be taking 45.16 will be my entry point. It's quite far away, quite a big distance from here, but that's the only spot where it will show a continuation of a bullish trend. Certainly if it crosses this downtrend line, then only I'll take my entry close to here. And I'll keep my first target at 48.29, and second target I'll wait for close to 51.41. If it continues to drop from here, crosses 40.15, comes back, test it again, and then drops further down again from 40.15, then I'm making my entry at 40.15, keeping my first target at 37.77 and second target at 34.49, which is a real old one as a old support. So this is my take on the crude oil. Last one is the gold versus USD pair. So for this one, we've seen that gold took quite a good rally because of USD drop. Currently sitting at 1674.06. It did touch 1691 on a Friday. So that's the weekly. The whole week we can see that the bar is green here, and so it's been a bullish all week, past week. So let's see on a 4-hour if I take a split on my entry points. On a 4-hour, I see that it's currently sitting close to 1674 and change 37. So but I believe that there will be further correction to it. It will drop because of USD index. Always remember, if there is a rise in dollar, there may be a fall in gold. If there is a fall in dollar, there may be a rise in, most likely there's a rise in gold. It's not the other way around. Gold does not dictate US dollar. US dollar might dictate gold. So taking that into account, if it falls below 67, so I'm taking here is 67.51. So if it falls below 1651.92, if it falls below that, I'm taking my entry here, keeping my first target at 1636 and second target at 1691. And if it continue rising from here, then For there's an old resistance of 1699. It did touch close to 1691 this week, so old resistance being 1699. So I'll see that if it goes above that, comes back, test, and then follows through, then I'll make my entry as at 1706, and keeping a very short quick target of 1623. Otherwise I expect it to fall, taking my entry at 1651, first target at 1636, second target at 1619. Alright traders, that's all from me for this week. You can get analysis, entries and exits on more pair at surplusforex.com. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like, subscribe and share the video, and huge thanks to all the current participants who like, subscribe and share. For those who are new to Forex and now can get more information on trading Forex market from this book, I named it Forex Must-Haves, or by visiting website or surplusforex.com. I wish you all wonderful weekend and profitable trading in the week ahead, and see you next time.